Hey, Mark.
Well, John, I think you can take away the standing by sign. All right, let me try that. Thank goodness for the blue tape. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this fourth night of Great Small Works Online International Toy Theater Festival, Isolating Together, presented by our Great Small Works company, Trudi Cohen and Jenny Romaine, Roberto Rossi, Mark Sussman, Stephen Kaplin, John Bell, and also with the amazing Lindsay Wagner, backstage making everything work. As we seek ways to isolate together, to hold on to creative impulses and touch each other virtually, we also want to take a few moments to acknowledge the hardships, the fear, and the losses which our friends and neighbors are experiencing. We wish you all good health and good cheer. We extend our condolences to our friends Michael Nelson and Sean Michael Fleming and Jamie Pierce, and the many friends and fans of Bernice Silver. And now, here is Great Small Works member Jenny Romaine.
Ah, good evening. It is so nice to see you. You know, I have been gifted and blessed to be able to do the introduction to these 4 beautiful evenings of toy theater, international, splendid explorations, deep dives, if you will, into the compressed power of miniature and that marvelous form of theater, toy theater. So today, when I was, you know, in between rage and tears and on Shiva calls, I took a deep dive into the word miniature because I was compelled. I grew these paper fingernails, and so I thought, well, I might as well do something with my hands. So I looked into the word minium, the origin of the word miniature. And it turns out that minium is a red lead. It's a ink or like a paint, no, a pigment that was used in medieval manuscripts to highlight the things that are important. So you see, minim, red lead, alchemy, compressed power of the miniature. And so basically, you can make a story out of anything. And that's true of toy theater too. So now I'm going to sing a little song, an alchemical song, taking us from the red minium to the compressed power of the miniature into our own beloved practice, our popular practice of toy theater making. A sing-along seems a fine way to begin our international evening, so let us commence. Toy theater. It's got an arch. That is, whoops, it's got an arch. Well, yeah, there we go. It's got an arch. It's miniature and it's flat. It's miniature and it's flat. Join with me. Toy theater. It's got an arch. It's miniature and flat. Miniature and flat. That's right. It's got an arch. It's miniature and flat. Miniature and flat. It's got an arch. It's miniature. It's flat and it's made by who? You, baby. Arch, miniature and flat, and that's where it's at. An evening of toy theater is ahead of us. We welcome you all from all over the world, and remember, you can make a show out of anything.
Wow, thanks, Jenny. I got a lot of fashion tips there also as well, in addition to learning about minium or minim and medieval manuscripts. Gosh, I tell you, we're off to a great start. There are quite a few live performances tonight from all over the place. Kind of like back in the old days of the puppet theater in Chicago with Bert Tillstrom. And anyway, the first performance tonight is not live, but it's super cool. It's from Drama of Works in Brooklyn, New York, a modern day fable about our current situation. I wanted to mention, while I'm saying something, that there will be a performance later on that seeks input from our audience. The Library of the Dreamless needs your dreams. So we're asking the audience on that, Facebook, the little chat thing on the right there, to share a dream that you've had in the past couple of months in the comment section. And if I were to share some of my dreams, I can tell you people, you'd be pretty excited or horrified. So share a dream you've had in the last couple of months in the comment section here on the Facebook situation. And a few will be randomly selected by the Library of the Dreamless to be performed as improv puppetry in the second half of the show. But now we go back to Brooklyn and Drama of Works and their modern day fable about our current situation.
Control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on.
Wow, that was super inspiring. Some mighty fine puppetry there too. Plus, everybody was wearing masks. I'm not wearing a mask right now because I'm a puppet. But I could be. I'll have to think about that. The next performance comes from Preetz, Germany, home of the Preetz Papiertheater Treffen, the original, maybe not the original, toy theater festival in Deutschland. It is by Dirk and Barbara Reimers, and it's titled Tin Soldier. Dirk is the founder of the Preetz Papiertheater Treffen, the oldest worldwide toy theater festival, where actors from around the world have met every year for the past 32 years, the second weekend in September in northern Germany. Not sure that's going to happen this September. Dirk, if you ever met him, you'll know this is true, is a living encyclopedia about toy theater, So if you have questions, he is the one to ask. So now, Polidor Papiertheater performing Tin Soldier.
Oh, we wish you a good entertainment with our performance of The Tin Soldier based on Hans Christian Andersen.
This is the story of a tin soldier with only one leg who seems lost. He's standing in a child's room of a wealthy family somewhere in faraway Copenhagen. Unwelcome by his owner, a messy little boy, dismissed from his army, ridiculed by the other toys. Hopelessly in love with a beautiful mute dancer with a red brooch, she seems to pay no attention to anyone. The path to her is so close and yet so far. Carelessly placed on the windowsill of the children's room, the tin soldier ends up in the dirt of the street, the heart full of longing for the beautiful dancer with the red brooch. He's almost trampled down, insulted by dogs, and put into a paper boat by cheeky boys. But his thoughts are only with her. I wonder if he will ever see her again. The boat carries him further and further away, through the sewers of the big city to the far, far away sea. And there his journey ends in a big fish mouth. Does his story also end here? A short time later, the maid of the wealthy family goes to buy a nice, fat fish at the market. She wants to prepare it for Sunday dinner. And there he appears again. The tin soldier is back, close to his love, the beautiful dancer with the red brooch. But not everyone in this story is open to miracles.
Eee! He smells like fish! I'll put him in the oven!
Cries the messy little boy and throws the poor tin soldier into the flames. But the soldier could take one last longing look at the dancer standing on the table. And suddenly, a breeze goes through the room and rolls the dancer through the air directly into the fire. Gone. Gone. The next morning, the maid discovers in the ashes a heart of tin with a red flower.
We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Wow, that Hans Christian Andersen, he's super intense.
Same as Kristen.
I kind of identified with the tin soldier, this little cutout toy. Oh my goodness. Well, I really liked that a lot. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the first of our live performances by Emily Anderson and Brian Merrill of Burlington, Vermont, performing live from the banks of the Winooski River. Winooski means onion. They're grateful to Great Small Works for hosting this extravaganza, and their show is called The Great Spider Myth and the Wild Wisdom of Weeds. Emily Anderson, Brian Merrill from Burlington.
The Personal Theater of Pandemic presents The Great Spider Myth and
Wild Wisdom of Weeds.
Hello! I am the fairy of Katrina Blair. She celebrates the connection between personal health and wildlands. Her book, The Wild Wisdom of Weeds, begins with
Scene 1, Myth.
Once before there was time or even space, there was the Great Spider. Whoops. Yes, me, the Great Spider. But I was lonely, and a great feeling inside me grew like an ember, and all of a sudden, out of my body came a diversity of life. Yes, look, everyone with horn, creatures, all each had a unique gift to share with the world. Everything was in harmony. Everything was in harmony until it was not. And that is when a great dominant force took over things. And that force people called the Big System. And once again, I was sad. And once again, an ember burned in my belly. And then millions and millions and millions of seeds came forth onto the earth. And these seeds brought forth the wild weeds of the world. Scene 2, pandemic.
Emily, sweetie, where are you?
Oh, I'm stuck in a book.
A book? What are you doing stuck in a book right now? I'm terrified about what this pandemic represents and what we're going to eat.
Oh, well, don't worry. Look, I found the answer.
Oh, that's a big book.
Oh, yes.
What's it about?
Well, it's that one Stewart told us to read. It's The Wild Wisdom of Weeds.
Weeds? What are we going to do with weeds?
Well, take a look at this dandelion right here on the cover, because it actually says right here in this book, a dandelion from a sidewalk crack in a city has more nutritional value than salad greens from a store.
I guess we're not going to starve after all.
We're not. Let's get to harvesting.
All right, yay!
Scene 3, epilogue. Oh, here I am again. Oh, well, the fairy of Katrina Blair. Yes, all the wild weed-eating seeds became, while the wild weed-eating humans became revolutionaries, and little by little started unwinding the big system, and it composted into the bosom of the earth. And we now see the smiling faces of lamb's quarter,
Mallow,
chickweed,
plantain,
thistle,
knotweed,
dock,
dandelion,
clover,
purslane,
amaranth,
grass,
and mustard.
mustard.
The end.
Good evening. Wow, that was wonderful. You know, I have been trying to eat more amaranth, so that was great. That reminded me about getting my amaranth. I hear you can make good amaranth fritters. Anyway, welcome from the beautiful city of Montreal, where it's starting to be spring and the ants are crawling and the spiders are coming out of the drain pipes and the flowers are blooming, just like Well, this one here, which was made for me by Morgan Janess in Brooklyn. Well, I'm happy to introduce our next video presentation. Direct from a big-ass garage in Los Angeles, Eagle Rock to be precise, California, a departure from the traditional toy theater medium presented by Lynn, Jeffries and Paul Zaloom. You can also see their video on their YouTube channel, Fruit of Zaloom. Take it away, Lynn and Paul.
Hiya from the North Pole. Okay, this whole Crayola virus thing, I gotta look on the bright side. I'm getting a lot more coloring done. Yoo-hoo, Your Majesty. Wait, who's that? Over here, Lord Claus. It's me, Chime Pixie. What are you doing in the bag there, Chime Pixie? I'm in isolation. That sucks. How long you been in there? Since late February. See some? My knees are killing me. I bet. Say, let's hear your chime there, Chime Pixie. Okay, Your Highness. Oh, that reminds me. I gotta pick the lint out of my belly button. It took a while. Yo, Fifi, come here. Yeah, okay, Fifi. You see this reef? Go fetch! Nice catch there, Fifi. Yeah, give me that. Okay, Fifi, go long. What are you doing? Spit that out. Now go get the wreath, you ding-dong. Put me down! Put me down! Put me down! Bad, Fifi. Now take that kid back to wherever you got it. Ew, my lint. Get the wreath, Smendrick. Oh, jeez, Fifi, that's not yours, I think, so put it back. Egads, a virus. So the CDC says I gotta wear a mask made out of some fabric. My undies are 110% cotton. Stay safe, sweet cheeks. I mean, ho. Take 4.
Wow, that was great. Episode number 2. Stay tuned for more of those episodes of Santa in his off-season adventures at Fruit of Zaloom on YouTube. Well, this is the moment in the show when I ask you to consider making a virtual donation in the virtual hat. Not a virtual donation, a real donation in the virtual hat. How might you do this? Think of the great small workers who are working behind the screens to bring you these festivals. Well, let's see. Bring in that postcard again, will you? There you go. You can donate to greatsmallworks.org/donate. Drop in a few bucks if you like what you see and if you can. And if you can't, we're really happy you're here joining us tonight. greatsmallworks.org/donate. And thank you. Next up, Jenny Hann from the Big Apple, New York City. Jenny Hann.
Oh. Huh? Well, where am I? Oh. Uprooted. Must go home. Must be replanted. Maybe I do it myself. Like this. Or like this. No. No. Oh. Oh, unearthed. Destined to live next to this ominous black hole forever. Oh.
Ah! It is I, the Daisy Queen!
Oh!
You must come with me, for you see, those who have been plucked and left bare, the land of daisies is where we fare.
Where?
Yes, come now! Whoop!
The land of daisies? Oh.
That was spooky. Well, it also reminded me of New York, actually. But now we take you northeast to Glover, Vermont, where a gang of puppeteers, Gil Verrelli, Caitlin Ross, and Rain Haynes, present to you their new show, The Lost Level. Aha! The invisible hands in the land of technology. Did I mention that was a live show? That was Caitlin, Gil, and Rain from Glover, Vermont. Thank you. Now we go to Philadelphia. Our good friend Erik Ruin will present Survivors of the Plague, a brand new animation by Erik Ruin with music by Anna Roberts-Gevalt from Brooklyn, New York, who is herself recovering from the coronavirus. Hope you're okay, Anna. It's based on a 1984 song by the San Francisco band Flipper. Erik Ruin, Survivors of the Plague.
We who survived the plague, we have nothing. 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 We have labored, we have toiled, yes, we have cleared this land that we farm, and now the nation whom we fed looks upon us with scorn. And now the forest, the mighty forest, shall return to conquer. We have labored, we have toiled, we built our cities of stone. We have died, we did not fail. We built our cities of stone. Yes, we built our prisons with their bars. We built the churches and the spires. We built our palaces and government houses. We built slums where we starved. We are a mirror, a distant mirror. When you look at us, you will see all your dreams, all your hopes crushed upon the sea.
Wow. Thank you, Erik. This is Stephen Kaplin reporting from Queens, New York, the navel of the universe, as we like to call it here. And here we are, let's see, North America. Oh, I see, it's mirrored. Yes, well, anyway, I have to get to Montreal to hand deliver something to Mark Sussman before he does his show. So I'll just use my my Metro card and take the subway there. I think it's the number 2 line. Okay, here we go. Ding dong, please hear the candy doors. Wow, this doesn't look like Montreal. Well, anyway, let's see. Right now, we'll be presenting a sketch of a new work by Great Small Works Company members, Mark Sussman, and who's in Montreal, and Roberto Rossi, who is currently in Red Hook, New York. The show is Sorting Slides, and it looks at family picture albums recalling the pandemic in Europe from a century ago. Sorting Slides.
On a Monday afternoon, he felt very warm in the office he was. And she said to the people, it's very, very hot. I had to go almost every day to a movie to just listen to English.
No.
1933. And she promptly got scarlet fever. We stayed in the hotel. And of course I was not allowed to have the hotel. She was to go to the hospital right away. At that time it was a depression. And all these houses were empty. We were supposed to sign the lease on Tuesday. And on Tuesday morning, I had a high fever and a flu. And Grandpa called up and said, we are not signing. Andrew and Jenny and Cecil and Francis and Elsa and Helma. It doesn't mean anything to you. At 1 o'clock they arrived. And he was taken into a church where they put all the sick people on the floor, you know. I was lying in my bedroom. I don't remember that you met her. At that time, we didn't have small radios. That didn't exist. And I there in my bed with my fever. And I said, I'm not going to sign any apartment in this country. It is new and it's different and it is open for everything. But we knew so little about America. My father and my aunt came there at 1 o'clock night into this church. And my uncle said to them, did you travel well? And that's all he could say.
Thank you, Mark and Roberto. Look forward to seeing that show as it develops in the future. And now we have the Pokalo sisters. Artwork and puppets are created by Jillian Pokalo in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. And Gwen Pokalo is the writer and performer in Winooski, Vermont. The Pokalo sisters.
a Pokalo Sisters production with help from Hart. Stuck in our houses, we rely upon our homes to safekeep our dreams. Busy safekeeping of what do our houses dream, whilst they home our hearts. Haiku vignettes, we traverse the dream landscape, presenting Dream Home. Our tour guide du jour, prepared to protect, defend, seeks us adventure. Across the dreamscape, the cosmos echoes, resounds, only homes and space. Emerging divine, the underworld manifest, a house of the gods. Friends in life and sleep, longing for each other's touch. Dreams soothe the heartache. Pining for quiet, a plaything for endless sky, alone with the wind. Tall, dark, and handsome, most aspire to know wind, freedom in movement. And now a grand path from the home's Orphic dreamscape gently guides us home. Dreams, the heart's language, if home is where the heart is. Our homes love us. So,
Wow. Thank you, Pokalo Sisters. Beautiful work. And now, direct from outer space. No, I mean Glover, Vermont. Yes, Glover, Vermont. You know where that is? And you know who lives there? The great, world famous Bread and Puppet Theater. And they'll be presenting Paper Woman and Paper Man Fly to the Moon, which is what I'm going to do now.
Puppet show! Puppet show! Puppet show! Puppet show!
In the Paper Republic, Paper Woman and Paper Man together to start a proper paper family as is required in the Paper Republic. And in order to receive the obvious advantages of the traditional paper characteristics: lightweight, flatness, and dispensability. They a normal life. In the normally distressed normality of the paper republic. When all of a sudden the air began to shake. And a new, totally foreign distress rains down on them. Both of them members of the Paper Republic's workforce, were suddenly cut off from that workforce togetherness. And torn apart from their own family. Masking tape, which was traditionally used to mend the rips and tears in their life, was no longer available. Football, which had been invented to further the goals of togetherness, was outlawed.
No.
And with that, the miniature togetherness industry had to replace life and football. And glued the Piper population to itself. Luckily, the moon still existed. And upon realizing the magnetic power of her celestial body, they quickly built a ladder climbed up it, and flew up, nobody knows how far, but definitely away from all troubles and distress.
Oh. Just turn it off.
Yay, good job.
Red and Puppet, thank you, thank you, thank you. And now from the moon to the invertebrate kingdom, please. Open it up. Yes, here we go. Worms. Ooh, yes, worms. Founding members of the Houseboat Productions, Yates, Godfrey, and Sophie Schiff met in Baltimore. Here is their piece, Worm Regards.
Every day, without delay, Lola Zell went on her way to deliver mail each and every single day. Lola Zell popped by a quaint old house, and a response came, softly as a mouse. I haven't received a letter back from someone real in 25 years. Oh, said Lola Zell, unaware of who it might be. A worm popped out and said, why, it's just little old me. I'm just so lonely, I don't know what to do. I'm sorry to hear that, but I have to be on my way too. So on her way she continued, aware of the worm's plight, and, much to her delight, she saw another old worm dropping off the mail. You write letters every day without fail. I do it for my grandkids, the loves of my life, but they only respond through text now, and it fills me with spite. Oh, how do I long to get mail back from you. I'm sorry to hear that, but I have to be on my way too. And as she walked, she began to ponder, and in her head began a banter. What if I connected these two old worms? They could send letters to reaffirm some company in this lonely time. So the next day, during her trek along the way, two worms turned to say, that sounds quite fine. In fact, the first sweet worm had a letter prepared already and wrote it out, holding the pen steadily. I've longed for this day. I miss the feeling of letters. I really believe it's a change in my life that matters, to be able to exchange papers day after day with a kind and gentle worm, even if just to say, hey. Worm regards, George. Hann from the box of the mail, Lola Zell hastened without fail to deliver a message to a gentle worm far away. Milton arrived at the mailbox as surprised as could be to find a letter that filled him with glee, and so he responded. Dear George, I was flabbergasted at your note, and though I am just an old goat, I love writing them as well. I wish my grandkids were under the same spell. I miss writing to them so much. Hopefully you can be my new literary crush. Worm regards, Milton. Lola Zell sent their messages back and forth every morning, and every time they heard that doorbell ring, both worms were filled with joy. And as they exchanged letters, they became less coy, and they fell in love. and although they were mailing each other from above, they met below with a pile of learning to love letters. Much as worms do.
Well, that was quite amazing. I'm Emily Dickinson. I took a horse and carriage from Amherst all the way to Cambridge to introduce the next show, because it sounds very interesting. It's by Kitty Glitter, Hali, Bickford, and Seth Langer. They're quarantining in Washington, D.C., and they're a genre-fluid art ensemble, venturing fearlessly into the dark woods of the mind, the shadowy crannies of the soul, the moist chasms of the bosom, in braving the wilderness. All is not what it seems, and what stays unseen might in fact be much more terrifying than what is, but inches away from your eyes. Look, oh, the forest awaits you.
Crackle, 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 crackle. Crackle, 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 crackle. Crackle, 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 crackle. Woo, woo, woo. Oh. Crackle, 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 Oh. 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 Phew. Woo. 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 Huh? Woo. 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 Hey, we did it!
Yay! Thanks for watching. We're Kitty Glitter.
Wow! Wow, wow, wow! You know what I mean, right? Kitty Glitter, fantastic! That was great. Again, I say, wow. Well, now my job is to give you another little message from us here at Great Small Works. And I'm going to get my assistant to share the screen for a moment so you can see our next event. May 21st, 2020, Great Small Works and Fihi Ma Fihi present the 4th annual Spaghetti Ramadan. Maybe you'd like to see that in full screen. There you go. Jews, Muslims, and bears, oh my! Bringing our communities together to break bread for Ramadan together in a classic communal fashion. But we're going digital this time. This is our 4th spaghetti dinner, breaking the fast of Ramadan, and we'd love for you to join us in the digital environment. So please mark your calendars, check the Facebook page, and check that out.
Hey, Mark, we don't see it. We don't see the screen.
And now, oh, I'm sorry you didn't see it. Well, let me try that again. Should we try that again?
Yeah.
Screen, okay.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Stephen Kaplan's beautiful designed flyer, Great Small Works and Fihi Ma Fihi, Jews, Muslims, and bears, oh my. Please come on May 21st. We'll have more details for you on the Great Small Works Facebook page and in our newsletter, which you can sign up for on our website, greatsmallworks.org. All right, and now I'm pleased to announce our next act, Michael Haverty from Atlanta, Georgia, with Shelter in Place. Michael Haverty.
Wow. More wow from Michael Haverty in Atlanta, Georgia. We've seen so many different interpretations of what Jenny talked about at the top of the show as the toy theater. And now we have another one from the Box Cutter Collective. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a live performance like so many of the shows tonight. You never know what's going to happen when it's live. The Box Cutter Collective is an interstate puppet theater, especially during the COVID crisis. It includes Sam Wilson, Joe Therien, Jason Hicks, Lily Paulina, and Tom Cunningham, performing live and not live from Brooklyn, Detroit, and faraway Wisconsin. Their show is entitled The Portal. Well, thank you, Box Cutter Collective. That was a lot to think about, and such cool puppetry and music. The next performance we have for you is, once again, Isabel Bazan and Mauricio Martinez from Mexico City. They are performing a tale about the creation of the cosmos, in this case, based on the Wixárika tradition. And they say, peace for all. Isabel Bazan and Mauricio Martinez.
The Wixárika community is one of the most important native people of Mexico. Their territory encompasses 5 states across the desert. This is one of their sacred tales, they call them Cahuitu, that narrates the foundation of the world.
Jaramaratzi, in the Sea of Nayarit, is the most ancient place of the universe. The gods were born there, in the depths of the marine currents.
It was an age where eternal darkness prevailed, when the deity Tatei Arienaka, the moon, gave little reflection, as it was normal for the gods in the beginnings.
After wandering around during several years, which seemed like days to them, the gods went to the land through a cave that was located near the beach.
Then, the gods began their journey towards the place where the sun would come out, led by the older brother, the blue deer, heading to the east.
Some of the gods didn't make it to the end. And they stayed along the way, turning into stones, hills, and water springs. The gods founded the world in their journey to find the dawn.
This is how they arrived in Wirikuta. The place where Tayao, our father, the sun, would come out for the first time.
It was also the place where Tamatsi, the blue deer, gave its heart, turning into peyote, to the gods.
With the first rays of the sun, the gods and humankind got the power to see the world. And when they ate the peyote, they obtained the ability to see the world beyond.
Wow. Thank you, Isabel and Mauricio. A lot to think about there. There's been a lot about dreams tonight, it seems to me. It seems about right in this 8th week of the quarantine, as I've experienced it. Next is another live show, all live, by Sean Chua, Nora Solorzano, and Alex Young. They are Baku Baku Baku, Baku, Baku Baku Baku, also known as the Dream Eaters Performance Collective, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Singapore. They met in New York City and have been creating experimental immersive puppetry performances together since 2014. Since Corona, there has been a crisis of dreaming. This performance is From the Archives of the Library of the Dreamless.
Oh, hello there. I see you've come back to the Library of the Dreamless. There are so many of you today. Well, our subconscious has been infected, and we're all in this strange place of collective dreaming. Yeah, let's experience some of your dreams. I dreamed that I broke out of jail with my mom. But I was very insistent that we needed fake mustaches to hide our identities. And here's another fragment of another dream that might be familiar to some of you. I dreamed I was trying to put a hood over my cat's head to protect him from something toxic in the air. He didn't understand that this was beneficial and was vigorously struggling with me. We had to go somewhere through the poisonous air, and I was terrified I wouldn't succeed in protecting him. And finally, I got to the hood on him. I picked him up and headed out into the toxic environment. I think I had a hood on also. I felt like now we might make it. And finally, here's the third dream, a little fragment from our archives. Dream. 2 bears in a swimming pool. No matter how strange your dreams may be, remember that you're not alone, and you're always welcome back to the Library of the Dreamless. It's time to wake up now. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Wow. I feel like I just woke up from a dream. And I did take a long nap earlier this afternoon. Very, very interesting. All right. From that live performance by Baku Baku Baku, the Dream Eaters Performance Collective, we now run all the way to Southern Vermont, West Windham, Vermont, and a performance by Ron Kelly, the musician and puppeteer who created the show as well as the original soundtrack. Ron dedicates this piece to his father.
Whatever it is you are struggling to remember, it is not poised on the tip of your tongue, not even lurking in some obscure corner of your spleen. It has floated away down a dark mythological river whose name begins with an L, as far as you can recall. Well on your way to oblivion, where you will join those who have even forgotten how to swim and how to ride a bicycle.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you very much. And now, a public service announcement from Roberto Rossi of Great Small Works.
Service shall have as its basic function the obligation to provide postal services to bind the nation together through the personal, educational, literary, and business correspondence of the people. It shall provide prompt, reliable, and efficient services to patrons in all areas and shall render postal services to all communities.
Save the Postal Service. Good idea. Next is another live performance, this one from Brooklyn, New York. The Inanimate Intimists, Liz Oakley and Ali Goss, if I'm pronouncing Ali's name correctly, present Greetings from Here, a kitchen drama inspired by the Italian stove DJs of March 2020, which I have to investigate more myself. These days, you can find Liz and Ali as 2/3 of the out-of-work puppeteers. So many of those. The out-of-work puppeteers with live shows every Wednesday at 5:30. Follow the out-of-work puppeteers on Instagram for more info. And now, their live performance of Greetings from Here, a kitchen drama.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Whoop whoop.
Wow, that had a fiery ending. A fiery ending. Plus, I noticed that they used the Postal Service in that unsuccessful attempt at articulating love, I think. Holy Toledo, Holy Toledo. The Out of Work Puppeteers. Our next performance is a pre-recorded one by members of the People's Puppets of Occupy Wall Street from Brooklyn, New York, and London in the UK. This piece is an emotional observation of a mourning dove tending to new eggs during a storm outside a Brooklyn window during the COVID-19 lockdown. People's Puppets of Occupy Wall Street.
One of the lessons I've learned, and something that I use a lot now, is how to survive a storm. I nearly died up there, in one of the worst winter storms recorded. The trees taught me that the way to make it through those storms, and the storms of life, is to stay rooted and centered, but not rigid. The trees and branches that try too hard to stand strong and straight are the ones that break. The only ones that make it through are the ones that know to bend and flow and let go. So I've been using that now in my life. I use it when I'm being barraged by the media, by grassroots activists, by mainstream community, by everything. I just bend and flow. When I see the wind coming, I loosen up and get ready to get blown, and then I kind of flex back into place. And I'm ready to get up the next morning and do it all over again.
I liked that. The Mourning Dove. I wanted to come back after thanking People's Puppets of Occupy Wall Street to introduce the last of our shows for this fourth installation of isolating together. This last piece is by the Lantern Sisters, Catherine Fahey and Dan Van Allen of Baltimore. It's entitled A Day in the Life of a Man During COVID Quarantine, and the music is by Erik Satie, the Lantern Sisters. Thank you. Thank you, all of our performers. We'd like to ask everyone to come out now and take a bow. And we want the audience to join us for the next installment, we hope, of another one of these International Toy Theater Festivals online. Thank you. Thank you, Lindsay, for producing this. Yay.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yay.
I love the post office. Otherwise, there wouldn't be puppet shows.
Thanks for the post office. Save the post office.
Bravo, everybody.
Thank
Bravo.
you.
Great work.
Thank you.
Hooray.
Thank you, everyone.
Unmute yourselves so we can all
Thank
cheer.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Kids Works.
Yay.
Yes, thank you.
Yay. Yay, Gretchen.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay, Lily.
Kitty
Yay,
glitter.
glitter. Yay. Yay.
Oh,
Hey,
somebody's got the
everybody. Thanks for
t-shirt.
coming.
Yay, thank you.
Lindsay. Thank you, Lindsay.
Look at my puppet.
Hey, Maurizio. Yay.
Thank you for watching.
Isabel,
Yeah.
Maurizio, ciao.
Wolf Toy
Thank
Theater.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
my
you.
God.
Thank you.
Sí.
Yay,
hola.
Paul.
Gracias.
Cio, Isabel, Sean, Paul, yay, Kim, yay. Thank you.
Yay.